Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday morning, March 27th. Well, we had a severe weather outbreak late last week, a Friday night into the day on Saturday. Lots of tornadoes, unfortunately, deadly tornadoes recorded. States like Mississippi, hardest hit. Alabama had some tornadic activity as well. We'll take a look at the pattern over the next couple of weeks, and unfortunately, it looks like there could be maybe two more severe weather outbreaks over the next couple of weeks. One late this week, probably in the Friday night, Saturday time frame, still several days away. So we'll pinpoint that as we move forward, and perhaps another one later next week. And the main culprit is a continuation of the cold air outbreaks that we've been talking about at length for the last couple of weeks here in the northwestern part of the U.S., while at the same time the southeastern states generally remaining warmer than normal. That presents quite a clash of air masses. Cold, dry air to the north and west, warm, humid air to the south and east. When you're talking about the lower Mississippi Valley, the deep south, the Tennessee Valley, and these are the areas of concern over the next couple of weeks as well. This is the forecast map of the 5-day average of the 850 millibar temperature anomalies. It's a rolling 5-day average from last night's 0Z run of the GFS. And this is kind of what I'm alluding to here, with warmer than normal conditions across the Gulf of Mexico region, the deep south, and colder than normal, especially focused in on the northern plains all the way to California. Very chilly weather pattern in recent days for California, for example, and will continue to be that way for the next several days. But right here, this is kind of a battle zone region. And again, this most recent severe weather outbreak late last week was focused in right on this region right here. And we'll take a look here going forward that same volatile weather pattern will continue this week and next week as well. Let's move forward here. Again, these are 5-day rolling averages. This is the current 5-day period. Then we'll go out days 2 to 6, 3 to 7, and we're looking at March 30th here to April 4th. This is days 4 to 8. Once in a while, this ridge kind of pumps its muscles and pumps the warmer air up into the middle of the country, but you still have this clash between colder air to the north and west. And here we go all the way out to days 6 to 10. And again, kind of a persistent clash zone here between colder and drier air to the north and west, and warm and humid air over the deep southern states. Well, let's take a look at the 500 millibar height anomalies. These are not 5-day averages, but actual time frames here from last night's ensemble run of the GFS, and kind of see the same reflection here with a different upper level pattern over the southeastern states versus the middle of the country or the northern plains. Basically upper level low as we begin the day here on Monday, March 27th, situated over the Rockies, and high pressure ridging where it's been for much of the last couple of months over the southeastern part of the nation. Let's move forward here through the week, and here we go. We have a continuation of this pattern here with the ridging confined to the south. But then when we get into the latter part of the week, kind of gets more random here by the midweek here, but watch what happens by the late week. And this is the time frame of concern, in my opinion, right here. This is as we begin the day on Friday. Strong ridge situated over the eastern U.S., upper level low, strong upper level low over the Rocky Mountain states. And that, again, is this kind of a pattern here, maybe later in the day, Friday night. This is March 31st, the end of this week, going into the overnight hours on Friday, into the day on Saturday. Here we are on Friday night, and this is that clash zone right here with strong ridging over the eastern U.S. and an upper level trough moving off to the north and east from the Rocky Mountain states. This looks like, once again, will be the possible clash area, the possible severe weather outbreak. We're talking Friday and Saturday time frame. The lower, maybe mid Mississippi valleys, maybe the Tennessee Valley as well. Let's just keep moving forward here. That results in a strong cold frontal passage in the eastern states, probably late Saturday night. Saturday, very windy day along the eastern seaboard associated with that strong front. Then we go into the next week here, the beginning of Easter week, and we see kind of a similar pattern setting up with some ridging over the eastern states, upper level trough over the western U.S. And again, we'll have to watch in this particular zone here, maybe by the middle part of next week, we'll go a little bit farther in time. And here we go. Again, kind of a similar setup here, maybe the middle, latter part of next week, ridging in the east, cold upper level low in the west, and a battle zone likely maybe in the middle of the country, the Mississippi Valley into the Central Plains. This is way out there, the middle or latter part of next week. The bottom line is a potential for a couple more severe weather outbreaks over the next couple of weeks. Well, let's wrap up by looking at the operational run of the GFS from last night. This is the surface weather forecast maps here, again using the GFS, the operational version here, with fast-moving low pressure moving into the eastern U.S. It doesn't have much precipitation with it as we begin the day here on Monday, as it's situated over the Ohio Valley. It gets a little more oomph to it, a little more strength here by late in the day, and showers likely this afternoon into the evening hours, places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, maybe drizzle at times. Upstate Pennsylvania and upstate New York, and maybe cold enough for some snowflakes to mix in. Not a heavy precipitation event, but nonetheless, it does produce some precipitation, especially later today into tonight. It's kind of a fast mover, and there it goes off the eastern seaboard by tomorrow morning. Maybe some residual snow showers in the interior section of New England. Then high pressure takes control over much of the eastern half of the nation. This is the midweek Wednesday morning forecast map. You see a cold frontal system sliding across the Great Lakes into the northeast by late Wednesday night, paving the way, by the way, for some chilly conditions here on Thursday in the northeastern part of the nation for opening day. Thursday's opening day for Major League Baseball. Looks like there'll be two pockets of colder than normal conditions for opening day, which is Thursday. Again, in the northeastern states, Red Sox open up, for example. The Yankees open up at home on Thursday. It looks like quite chilly, maybe some northwest winds. In California will be quite chilly as well, below normal, maybe some shower activity in the southern part of the state. I believe the Dodgers and the Padres both have home openers on Thursday. So chilly conditions on Thursday, northeast U.S., California for opening day. Let's move forward now into the late week. And here we go on Friday morning. And again, this is now where I fear there could be another severe weather outbreak later Friday going into the day on Saturday. First of all, we have this setup here where some very warm, more humid air is starting to pump in ahead of this low pressure area out over the middle of the country. This is coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, as was the case late last week. And notice there's some cold air to the north and west. This is not a good pattern to have this time of the year especially. Then we go into the afternoon and then the evening on Friday, and this very well could turn out to be the area of real concern here for the possibility of severe weather late Friday night, going into the day on Saturday. We have a cold frontal system right here, cold, dry air to the north and west, and again, that warm, humid air being pumped in ahead of that cold frontal system. And again, this is several days away, but something we'll watch out for over the next few days. Again, we're talking maybe Friday night time period right here, middle Mississippi Valley, certainly lower Mississippi Valley, Tennessee Valley, in that threat zone with this next frontal system. By the time we get to Saturday, that front moves into the eastern states, right in this region right here. It looks like a very windy day ahead of it, maybe even 70 degrees on Saturday in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, but there'll be occasional showers and very strong winds as well. And then that frontal system slides on into the western part of the Atlantic, and Sunday turns out to be a chilly day on the backside, probably 15 to 20 degree temperature drop between Saturday and Sunday. D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, and Boston, much warmer on Saturday, much colder behind that strong front on Sunday. So again, something we'll watch out for is a potential another severe weather outbreak, lower middle Mississippi Valley, maybe Tennessee Valley, late Friday night time frame, maybe going into the day on Saturday, and then we'll have to watch for possibility of a repeat performance later next week. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.